Yeah, this is President Chief President Mr. Harry Stiller, Republic of Australia, LFDRA Party. Happy New Year for 2025. Um, Happy New Year for 2025. And this is just on the 1st of January, bringing in new federal laws by the Labor Party. We don't support. We think it's fit. We think it's acceptable that employers spend 10 years in prison for underpaying employees if they pay below the federal minimums, though we don't support the classification of the federal government's laws of the Monarchist League when it comes to um, the classification of juniors being paid below. Like juniors can be paid above the federal minimum, um, though we don't support the classification of juniors. We support the ideology of same job, same pay. So, for example, it's been LFDRA's policy since 2017 that if someone was employed at the age of 14 and 9 months or 15, they would be employed at the full adult wage federal minimum or above from the age of 15 or 16. There would be no classification of juniors in the federal minimum legislation ideology. The classification of juniors, we see that as exploitation. That just because someone is below the age of 21 and they're doing the same job but not getting the same pay. Well, we know what Labor's policy is. We know what the Monarchist League, those that are sworn to serve King Charles's policy ideology is, that juniors get paid below the existing age 21 adult federal minimum. We don't support the Labor Party's policy on the classification of juniors getting paid below the adult federal minimum. So if anyone was to be employed in Australia, it would have to be the federal minimum under an LFDRA party government administration in Republic of Australia. The minimum is $33 per hour. It's on the ROA hourly rate minimum page, and that's been our policy. There's also LFDRA union, trade unions, LFDRA, though we don't support the federal governments of the Monarchist League of King Charles's ideology on the classification of juniors below 21 not being paid the full adult wage minimum. We see it as exploitation and a breach of. So we support same job, same pay ideology. We don't support the fact that the Labor Party wants. That's the Labor Party. We don't support the Labor Party's legislation that juniors get paid below federal minimum classifications, and they're on a different wage minimum, yet they're doing the same job. They should get the same amount of pay. So we think the Labor Party's policy. We support 10 years prison for employers that pay below federal minimums. We support 10-year prison sentences for employers that pay below federal minimums. Though we don't support junior rates of pay below the age 21 federal minimum. So, but LFDRA, Republic of Australia, LFDRA party policy since 2017. So the existing federal minimum of King Charles III Commonwealth of Australia realm is in breach of the Republic of Australia LFDRA party policy, LFDRA ROA hourly rate minimum, which is $33 per hour. We don't support the classification of juniors in federal minimums. We would exclude from. So if the legal age to have a job in Republic of Australia is 14 and 9 months or 15 or 16, there would be no junior rates of pay. Same job, same pay. So we know how expensive the cost of living is at the moment with the monarchist league of no fairer equal stable way. Though we don't support classification of juniors being paid $2 or $3 less, or well, that the casual rate's $30 something, and full-time rate's $24 something under the Labor Party. We don't support juniors being paid below that. Same job, same pay. The Labor Party's a listed terrorist organisation. They'll manipulate, claim they've sworn to serve King Charles's malware, and they're not a fair and equal, stable way for a living person. That's about it for LFDRA audio today on the 1st of the 1st, 2025. And once again, Happy New Year for 2025.